Greetings YouTube. This will be another video of how to paint and mod a Nerf gun. I've done painting mine. I have put several coats on of base coat, which I used gloss white. The base coat, or not the base coat, the main coat, which is an Olds blue. As you can see here, it's a really nice color. That's why it shows it. Except for the drum, which is a green, which is right here. Just a small little can. It's enamel paint. And then the last coats I should say, is of an enamel clear coat. That's why it's really shiny. It provides a nice gloss look, as well as provides protection for the enamel paint, because if you drop it, it will chip. So if you're using enamel, I suggest you use some enamel clear coat paint, just to give it an extra layer of protection. If you're using spray paint, I'd still advise you to put a clear coat on, but spray paint, we all know, is a lot more harder to get off. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to mod the gun today. And you'll still need to take the gun apart, so I wouldn't suggest putting it together yet. But you can put all the mechanisms back in, except for the drum. If you had taken the drum apart, you'll find these little orange caps in there with these orange rods coming off of them. That is what we're going to be modding, at least one of the things. Now, you'll need to take the drum apart, obviously, and it'll look like, wrong end. Be like that. That's what the drum is going to look like when you take it apart, or before you take it apart. Now, take it apart, you remove the 3 screws there. There's 3 on the back here. You'll have to swivel this thing in order to get to them, because you'll only be able to get to two of them at a time. See, there's one right there, the little black hole right there. There's another one there. And there's another one right there. Take out those screws, pop out the orange part, and then you pop off the black part. It used to be black for me, now it's green. And then the orange caps will be inside of it. There will also be some springs underneath of it. These things can come off easily, so the first thing to do is to take these off, take out the springs and little plastic pieces inside. Now you can do one of two things after that. You can either leave these the way they are, or do as I did, take out the centerpiece. But there's 2 ways that you could do this. You could cut out the entire middle piece, or drill a hole after you cut off the rod. The easiest thing to do would be to drill a hole after you cut off the rod, like what I did with this one here. As you can see, maybe not. See if I get a good. See there. You can still see it there. There's just holes in the middle of it. Let's see if I can get a good look like this. There, see? Just a little hole there. You can still see the rest of it. This one, I cut them out completely. But it doesn't really make any difference how you do it. It's just you still need the caps. You need the caps. It's the main part. So, I'm going to pause the video here shortly, and I'll be right back. I'm going to put some of the main components back in my gun, and then I'll show you another mod when I come back. But for me, it's going to take a little bit. For you, it's not going to take very long at all. Probably just a split second. So, see you in a split second, I suppose. Alright, YouTube, here I am. I'm going to show you how to put this thing back together. This piece here. I've gotten most of it back together, and there's one last little mod that I'm going to do before I do that, though. I'm going to show you how to put this back together and tell you how to take it apart. To put it back together, you're going to need a hammer or something flat. In past times, I've been using this. I've just been tapping it like that. But today I have a hammer, and you're just going to want to tap it lightly until the little metal rod is there at the top. And make sure that it can still move like that. There's a back here, there's a tiny little spring in there. Now to take it apart, though, you're going to want a big screwdriver, like with a screwdriver with a pretty decent sized screw head, like the shaft here, the metal piece, pretty thick, preferably a flathead so you can actually get in there like that. Obviously, you don't want to use one of this size. You're going to want to use one that's a bit bigger. See if I can find one. Yeah, I know I've got one in here somewhere. There. Obviously not of this length, but the general idea of the shaft size that you want and the flathead that you want. And then that's how that goes back together and how to kind of take it apart. Now, getting most of the stuff back in here, you got the trigger system, the rail lock, the barrel drop mechanism here. There's a very important piece underneath of there that is not shown. It's a spring, which was in my first video. Like I said, don't lose that. That's kind of important. Doing this with one hand is kind of tricky. It goes in there like that, and then locks in like that, like that. Then, now for this. This is called the panty mod. Oh, I forgot one thing too. There's I don't remember if I did this in one of my first videos. Oh, that came out. That's not good. Oh well, I need to replace that, or maybe put that back on. One of the things I forgot to say is barrel drop mod, which allows the drum to drop out like that. You take off that part. I'm repeating this, I think, from my first video, the take it apart. You take that part off, and the part inside of the gun here, which, where's right there, you can see that kind of, probably get a better view of it in this one here. See that little, try to get my fingers in the way here. Little piece right here. You can see that little bump. That there used to be a little piece of plastic there. And I put this back in. Yay, fun! Yeah. Shows you how to put it in. Put this in obviously like that. Little spring here. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Take it on. Put it on a little rod like so. Sorry if you can see most of that. I was looking at the spring, not at the camera screen, which is kind of hard to put these back together. Anyway, for the penny mod, you're going to want 5 pennies. And they're going to go back here like that, behind the spring. And you put the spring in like that. Then you take this, put it in the right side up, which is like this. Make sure that the big black piece that's on the top goes behind the little metal rod, because that's what pulls it back. And make sure this orange piece here goes out of the little hole. And then that's how that goes back together. And then you can start putting everything back together. And when one quick at a time. Next thing to do would be to put, so you got the nose piece there, you want that. Make it look more authentic. Oops. And then I got my screws here for the body, which go in the holes. And I got my 3 screws there, which hold together this. See, you got can't see the screw holes on this one, except for that one there. There's one there. There's another one there. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. That's breakfast. And then you just screw it back together, like so. I'm putting that one in first, and then putting this on. See if I can put this on. Can I get this on? No, and that part's not. Give me just a second here. Sorry about that. You want to make sure the little metal rod in there is lined up with the little plastic piece. Otherwise it ain't going to go together. There we go. Line it up like that. Now make sure you keep your screws separate because you don't want to put the wrong screw in the wrong hole. Small screws go in the arm here. Kind of tricky doing this like this. There's that one. And then a little pesky screw which goes in here. Okay. This one doesn't like to go in. Let me do this. There we go. This is how I put these in. These ones. Just easier for me. It may not be easier for you guys, but you all have your own methods of putting screws in and taking screws out. So, and I just make sure that they're nice and tight. And then to finish putting it back together. One little screw at a time. One little screw at a time. And the squeaking was coming from that little piece right there. That gets annoying a little bit. Just a little, not too much. So down here. Da, 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 da. Yeah, kind of sticky. My enamel wasn't fully dry yet, I don't think. Oh well. I'm putting it back together and let it dry. Really. Yeah, I've got a bit of a mess over here on the table. It's right over there. I don't think you can see it. It's just off screen. Just off screen. So you can kind of see it. Got a hanger here, but that's not the mess. The mess is right about over here. Having fun. Oop. Hey, don't lose the screws. That'd be bad. That'd be bad. I've already lost one screw from my other gun. So, hey, don't lose the screws. Losing the screws is not a good thing. That'd be bad. That would be bad. don't want to lose too many. One is okay, but I still wouldn't recommend it. Just be careful, don't lose any of the screws, because you almost need all of the screws to hold these little things together. Just like that. And it's done. Mine's still kind of sticky, but I've still got to let it dry. So yeah, that's the video. So yeah, see you next time.